Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Now I'm on a mission to improve the health of my heart. Hi, good morning. I'm actually going to be going back to filling up my med box because I'm going to have these new medications to add to my routine. So we have to talk. And so I thought, well, I wanted to kind of do a little update with you guys anyway. So now's a great time. So today's going to just be kind of like a little talk. I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about some things. So I know I've had a lot of people asking in the comments, was it the way I'm eating? Was it all the fat? Was it the carnivore? Was it the keto? The official answer is, who knows for sure? You know what I mean? I didn't have any kind of test beforehand to know how it looks now versus then. So that's the short answer. But I can tell you what my doctor thought. When I met with him in the office and he was talking about, or we were talking about my eating, he did not have a negative opinion or a negative anything to say about how I lost my weight or about how, about what I was doing. He did not say, "Oh, Terry, do not eat the meat. Oh, Terry, do not eat the vegetables. Don't eat the fruit." He didn't have anything negative to say about that piece of it. I told him I was carnivore for 2 years. And to be honest, he didn't even bat an eye. So I may not be the first person he's ever heard say that. Or maybe it's just, maybe he didn't really hear it. I don't know. But I told him and I discussed with him. And he didn't really have anything about it to say. So what I know is that when he came to see me, I asked him specifically, was this diet related? Was it something that I did to myself? And he said, specifically, "I have never seen anybody your age with this many blockages or this bad of blockages." He said, if we took away all the things, if we took away your genetic component, he said, with just the way you ate, because I told him about my binging and the junk food and all that. He said, I even told him, I said, before I ate this way, and I told him the things I ate. He said, even if we took out the genetic component, you should not have as many as big of blockages as you do right now. He said, so he really felt like it was a big part of it was the genetic component and not because of how I ate. So that was kind of good to know. Now, had I not done all the things, maybe it would be fine. Maybe I would not have what I have. So maybe I would not have had a 99% blockage. So, but I did. So we have nothing to compare it to. So maybe if I didn't do the things, maybe it would have been 75 and maybe I wouldn't have chest pain. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that he said that no, he does not believe that my way of eating and my lazy lifestyle and my history of smoking is what brought me to 95 and 99% blockage. So I just wanted I want to make that clear because there's a lot of comments and questions being asked in the comments section. And I understand that some people, that's what we're trained to think, you can't eat all these things or you're going to die. And that's okay. That still may be the case for all we know. It still may be the case. But according to my cardiologist, that is not why I am where I am. So I just want to bring that out there first and foremost. I did not have the blockages I have because of how I ate only. But if you've done all the things I've done in my life, like binge eating candy and binge eating burgers and fries and pizzas, if you've done all that and you have a family history and you used to smoke and you used to drink and party, if you get the little teeny tiniest chest pain, you better go see your doctor. So that was my my experience. So anyway, so that's my heart. So what next? I want to talk to y'all about fat versus lean. Some of y'all in the comments have asked me, Terri, how much fat should I have? I don't have enough fat. Or Terri, how lean should I go? I don't know what number I need to shoot for. I don't know. There has been so much shifting over the years since I've been eating this way. So I started keto the first time in 2017. And I did it for, 8-9 months. And then I had a whole bunch of stuff happen. And I broke ankle, 2 surgery wrists, ovary removed. So I could not cook on my own and eat the way I was eating. But even in 2017, when I first started, you would go on and get your you go online and there would be a macro calculator, and it would tell you your calculator for how much you should eat, and it tells you your calories and your carbs and your fat and your protein. And so when you do that, it's just a math game. So, but the first time I did it in 2017, I followed that math game. Well, hang on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, even in 2017, I was still dabbling and looking at other things. And I saw carnivore even back in 2017. But I did not go to carnivore until 2019. So when I first got into the carnivore community, like I've told you all, I got in the group with Charles Washington, Kelly Hogan, I think Dr. Lisa Wiedemann is in there, and several other very prominent carnivore people who now have been doing it for 19, 20 years. And Charles Washington was even before then. So they started carnivore before there was social media. And back in those days, I remember we had to go into forums. There wasn't really places to chat with people. Well, you could have on like the old Yahoo chat, but that's not where there's old forums, and somebody would post a question. And then somebody else would come along and 2 or 3 people would answer. And that's how a forum was before they had social media. And that is when that's when people like Kelly Hogan got into carnivore. So I'm going to talk about what I know from their chat group, from their Facebook group, from digging through their logs from their old chat group. Their motto was eat the meat. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. That's it. Just eat the meat. They were just going along and eating and doing what they needed to do. Then came along your people like Dr. Saladino. He said, no, I'm a doctor and you need nose to tail. I'm a doctor. You've got to have more than just the meat. So I'm going to write this book so I can make some money and promote this. And I'm going to promote carnivore, but nose to tail carnivore. But you buy my book so you can read all about it. So you're going to have to eat the beak. You're going to have to eat the brain. You're going to have to eat the feet. You're going to have to eat the liver, the heart, all these things. So, and meanwhile, in that Facebook group of the OG carnivores, they were said multiple times, there's a pendulum, people come, and they have a new age thing, and they want to change it up, and just so happens they write a book and make money off of it. But meanwhile, the OGs were just eating the meat. So they came along, I watched them come, and then they fizzled out. Next, and then there was Strong Sisters, they were eating nose to tail. Lots of channels, nose to tail. Then came a group that was adding fat. Oh, you got to add fat to everything. And I was carnivore for both of those times. So I never really truly got into nose to tail, but I did add extra fat. And you'll see that in my old videos. I recorded everything. So you will see that in my whole journey. And I have everything in playlists so you can see how I was eating when. But you will see in my carnivore time, I was adding extra fat. Meanwhile, know this, the OG carnivores, they were eating the meat. They ate when they were hungry, stopped when they're full. Buy the meat you can afford. Don't go out and buy the fancy meat. Just eat meat, a little bit of cheese, some eggs, and focus on the meat. That was always the focus of the main core group who had been doing it 15, 20 years. That was always their focus. Again, so then come, like I said, along came the people that add fat. You got to add fat now because you're not going to get enough fat because your body needs to burn that fat in order to burn fat because you're in ketosis. So if you want to keep burning fat for fuel, you got to eat fat. Okay, so I tried it, and I stalled. So, okay, then I met Kim Howton, virtually, of course, not face to face. I found Kim Howton, and I was like watching her and listening to her. Now, she is not anti-carnivore. She is best friends with Dr. Berry and Nisha Berry. They're best friends. And she tried the carnivore route, but for her, it didn't work. So I need you to know that there are very prominent people out there who are very much involved and enmeshed with the carnivore people who carnivore doesn't always work for. And so for her, it didn't work either. And it didn't, I stalled. I lost 60 pounds. Of course, I lost 60 pounds in 2 years. So please remember that. In 2 years, I lost 60 pounds. And then the people in the Facebook group, when I was on that 8-month stall, there were people that, oh yeah, I stalled for 2 years. You'll lose weight again. And then other people, oh yeah, I stalled for 5 years. You'll lose weight later. But carnivore this was from their mouths. So don't come at me for what they said. The people, the OGs, were saying carnivore is for healing. Carnivore is healing your health issues, your immune issues, your autoimmune issues. Carnivore is for healing. And they would specifically say in that group, if you're here to lose weight, go keto. That is from their words. So don't judge me because I said it before. And people in the comments, they don't say that. Yes, they did. I was in that group for 3 years. And I was reading what they said for 3 years. So I know what came out of the OG carnivore's mouth. Now, and that's okay. That was their mindset at that time. Now, their mindset has shifted over the years because I watch Kelly Hogan and see how she's doing things now. And so it's okay. It's okay that they thought one way then and one thing now. I thought one thing then and one thing now. And that's okay. As we evolve, things change. But I just wanted to let you know that, so that was the cycle that they would talk about. That people would come with new ideas, sell a book. Come with new ideas and sell a book. And that's how that happened. So for me, when I went keto, I chose to go lean because I feel like if ketosis is using fat for fuel, I have and still have plenty of fat on my body that my body can use for fuel. Okay? So why do I want to add fat to burn that comes in my mouth when I got plenty of fat here, plenty of fat here, plenty of fat here, here, and here? When I have plenty of fat on my body, why should I add fat that my body's going to burn instead of burning the fat on my body? Take it for what it's worth. I'm a nurse, but I'm not your nurse. So that is where my mind shifted to. So then when I went keto, I said fat is not a goal. Fat is a limit. Fat is a ceiling. I'm not going to go above the amount of fat that I know. I'm not going to strive to eat fat. So that is how I did my weight loss phase. I did not strive to eat fat. I tried. What I did was I focused on eating lean meats and eating vegetables. I focused on keeping my calories in a good spot and my carbohydrates where I wanted them. So that is how I did it and what worked best for me. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm saying this is what I did. So you do what's going to work for you. Every time I do my meds, I always drop one on the floor. Do y'all ever drop your pills when you have to put them in your little dealie? Anyway, I used to not have to do meds in them. I worked so hard to lose weight so I could get off my prescription meds. Just know, life happens and things don't happen the way you want them to. But you know what? God's got a plan. Because he sure enough said, Terry, I know what's going to happen to your heart in a few years. So I need you to exercise a little bit because I don't want you to necessarily have a heart attack. But I do want you to get a big old smack on the back of the head, straighten up, get your butt up out of that couch and go move a little bit more and focus on your health a little bit more and not just the scale. The big guy's, he's got his own plans. So anyway, that's my thoughts on fats versus lean. I would rather eat lean meat and burn the fat on my body than add a whole bunch of fat. Because again, the old school carnivore people were not adding fat. And you look at Kelly Hogan, in the olden days when I first followed her every day, she would go to McDonald's on her drive home and get 8 burger patties. 8 every day. She would eat 4 for lunch and 4 for supper. And that's what she ate. Have you seen the burger patties at McDonald's? She didn't add any burger to them, fat. She did say sometimes she added some bacon fat to them, but not every day. Because you know how those burgers, they get all dried out. There ain't a whole lot of fat left in them burgers after they sit under that light for a long time. So anyway, so she was eating the burger patties for probably a good 10 years. And like I said, once in a while, she would add what she called icing, which was some bacon fat. But she was not adding fat every day and doing all these extra things that a lot of the newer carnivore, I call it the new age carnivore people talk about. So for those of you who get caught up on you need to add fat, no, you don't. But you can if you want to and it works for you, then I am all on board. Because they did have to add fat to those poor little kids' life because they had health issues. And you may have some similar health issues that you need to add the fat. But just because I don't add fat, one of these legs is going to fit, dadgummit. Just because I don't add the fat doesn't mean you shouldn't add fat. I'm doing me, and you have to do for your body. So that's that topic. Number 3, grains and legumes, I personally do not feel are the devil. You know, call me crazy. I'm okay with that. I feel like what God has made for us to eat is not unclean. That's what he said in the Bible, but I know he was in the reference to something different, okay? So don't jump in and be like, yeah, but he was talking about the Gentiles. I understand that. But also, if you go to the Old Testament, he had the people, if you're Christian, he had the Old Testament people bring the fatted cows and bring their grain offerings, and that is what the Levites ate. And so I do not believe, and he had them making breads, he had them making unleavened bread, and he had them making this, that, and the other out of grain. And so I do not believe that those things are on earth and are poisonous. I know. I'm getting a little bit wild and crazy, and I understand. Now, here's my take on it, though. I screwed my body up, and I screwed it up big time. By eating all the terrible things that I ate, I messed myself up. So, because I messed myself up, hang on, I got a couple pills in here, and there's only partials in my allergy medicine. At one point, I thought I was going to try to wean myself off my allergy medicine, and so I was trying to break some in half. So let me double check and make sure I got a whole one in all of these. Okay, so I truly do believe that I messed myself up, and I messed myself up bad. Sorry, I keep looking. Sorry about that, my mama called. Anyway, so I personally do not feel that grains are the devil. But I messed my body up by eating so much candy, so much sugar, so much chips, so much junk, so much pizza, so much processed junk food. I messed my body up to where I cannot eat a lot of those things at this time. Maybe I can. Maybe I can start adding them back. I don't know. But I do not believe that those things are bad for us. Sure, have they done some restructuring of some things? Have they spliced things together to make them different? Have they added different things? Do they spray them with chemicals? Well, yeah, they do, but nothing is perfect anymore. Literally, the ground that it grows in isn't perfect. The grass that our cows eat isn't perfect. The grains that our cows eat isn't perfect. I don't care if you live local and, your cows eat grass. The grass in Cape Girardeau, Missouri or Jackson, Missouri, it's not perfect because the ground isn't perfect. So I truly don't believe any of the foods we eat nowadays are perfect in how they were in the Bible 6,000 years ago. So what does that mean? What does that mean to me? Well, I'm going to research the heart diet. and I'm going to look at the heart diet, and I'm going to evaluate for myself what things I might want to add. And do I think that oatmeal is the devil? Absolutely not. I have done finger sticks. I have checked my blood sugar to see how my body reacts, and I don't react in a bad way. So for me, I'm okay adding oatmeal, okay? And if I research and think that I need to add in a few legumes, I'm okay with that. And if I add some other grains, I'm okay with that. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go out and buy bread. I'm not going to go out and buy pasta. I'm not going to necessarily buy, and I won't buy any keto products, because the keto products are all processed just the same as anything else you buy in a box. It's all processed stuff. And that's what I think is bad for our bodies, is the processed stuff. Had I known all this years ago, life would be different. But I didn't, and that's okay, because this is where I am, and this is where God wants me to be right now. And so I may be adding some grains and legumes back in my diet based on what I feel is best for me. Do you need to? Absolutely not. You do what's best for you. But I just want you all to know you may be seeing some of those things, and it's okay if it's not what you would do, because we're all different. And so, I bet there's some of you who have no heart problem. I bet there's some of you who didn't drink and smoke and party and eat all kinds of junk in your past. So your heart is probably pumping and doing just what it needs to do. But I also know there's a lot of really, really healthy people who eat plants, who eat some grains, who eat unprocessed foods, who eat some meats. And, there's people who eat that way, and they're very healthy. So I don't feel like it's the devil. So what is my plan going forward? My plan going forward is that I personally am going to research the American Heart Association diet. I will take that with a grain of salt. Please understand, I'm not diving in and saying, oh, the Heart Association says I have to do this, that, and the other. Because we all know that there is new science out there. However, I don't believe all the new science either, okay? I don't believe all the new science. I believe that I am a person and I am an individual who has individual needs. So if my body does okay with adding some things, it don't mean you should add them. And I really want to stress that to you guys, because I am in maintenance mode. I am not truly in weight loss mode. So if you want to see how I was in weight loss mode, you need to go back and watch those videos, because I do not remember what my macros were back then. That was 1.5 years ago. So I can't remember all the things back then, and I don't go back and watch my old videos. Maybe I should. But anyway, so just because you're seeing me do things doesn't mean you need to do them. But let it be a learning experience for you, because like I said, now that I'm sorry, there's hair on my face. Let it be a learning experience, because I did not eat the same way the whole time in my whole journey. I started off keto, went carnivore, went to counting calories, and now I'm just eating fruits, vegetables, and meat. So and it was high fat, and then I've done like some lean. So I'm just kind of all over the place, but I got to figure out what's best for me, and you need to figure out what's going to work best for you. So again, I can't tell you what my channel is going to look like over the next 6-8 months. Like I said, I am going to research my own self for myself. I'm not going to listen to the online doctors. I will take that into consideration. Please understand. I'm not just dismissing Dr. Berry. I know he's a very intelligent man, but his answer for most things, if you look at his channel, and I follow him and I respect him a lot, but every answer, because I've been on his lives, every answer is eat meat, that'll cure this. I asked him about, I was having some back pain or something. Oh, you just need to eat meat. And I'm thinking, dude, I ate meat for 2 years and it didn't solve my problem. So I don't feel like eat meat is the answer for everything. But I do think there's a lot of validity in what he says. I think he's a very intelligent man. And I do think that, yes, eat meat versus eating hamburgers from McDonald's and drinking shakes from McDonald's, I think there's a lot of validity in what he's saying. I feel like he is talking to the masses. He is talking to the people, the old Terrys. He's talking to the people who are not in a place that I'm at, where I am now, or where some of you all are at, where you're already in the process of healing yourself. So that's what I think. That's what I don't know. I will see. I just want to give you all an update. I don't really know what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. Like I said, I for sure am going to be adding back some oatmeal. I enjoy it, and my blood sugars weren't bothered by it. And so when I do add things back, I will assess how I feel and go that route. And now that I have a baseline for my insulin, fasting insulin test, I'll use that as a baseline. And yeah, so like I said, I can't guarantee you what my future food's going to look like. And I know some of y'all are like, girl, we don't even eat like you eat, but we still want to watch because we talk. Because, we're really like a family. But I just thought for the new people that came to my channel, because they saw that I was eating carnivore, that's not my norm. That it was just a 21-day reset to see if I could fix whatever was wrong with me. And it didn't work. But what it does do, what carnivore does do, is it quiets the noise in my head. I just started back eating vegetables on Monday, and today's only, gosh, I don't even know what today is after being in the hospital, Thursday. So because I haven't been home or at work to see how my brain is going to handle all of it, I can always go back to carnivore, if I felt like it, or I can always take out whatever I add. It's okay. So, but that's what I know. That's kind of the direction what I'm looking at. I'm still going to be whole food focused. I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of boxed keto foods. That's not what I plan on. I'm not going to go buy boxed pasta or boxed breads. So I'm just going to kind of reevaluate things. And I haven't ate bread in 4 years, so I don't need bread now. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of things. And so I'm just going to kind of evaluate things and see what I think. And I just thought I'd give you all a heads up while I was filling my med bottles. So, all right, well, I'm going to clean this up and call my mama back. I need to put up my dishes. I washed dishes Monday night. Yeah, Monday night. And since I haven't been home, they need to be put away, but they're good and dry now. So, all right, I love you guys so much, and I appreciate every one of you. And I do appreciate your comments. I know sometimes I come back sounding a little snarky. It's not because I mean to sound snarky. It's just because I'm tired, and I'm tired of being the way I am, right now. And I'm frustrated. So truly, if I come across in any kind of cranky way, please don't take offense to it. I just wanted answers, and now I've got an answer, and I don't know if this is the answer to the whole thing or an answer to part of the thing. I still have things to figure out. But just know that I love you guys, and you guys are so important to me, and God has blessed me with you all. Every single one of you people are a blessing to me. And thanks to Jesus that we are where we are now, and thank you to God that, my heart's clear now, and I'm not going to drop dead tomorrow, and we're going to be together for as long as God decides we're going to be together. So we're a team. I call us a team or an online family. And so, I couldn't do this without you guys. And so I just love you all, and I thank you all so much for your prayers and continued prayers, and you guys are amazing. I truly, truly love you all. Thank you so much. I better shut up, or this is going to be an hour.